And a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us here today for another live episode of Conversations with Michael. Let's take a deep breath here as we settle in with all the energies here in support of us and all of you that are here on our Facebook pages, in our YouTube channel, and on our website here. Very good. So this, of course, is the time of year where a lot of us are celebrating a variety of different holidays, and we honor in whatever way you have chosen to celebrate this time. It's, of course, a very festive time, and, well, in a lot of ways, it's too bad we have to wait till December for this to happen. So here I am with some of the most radical, independent thinking individuals on the planet. Let's make Christmas every day, if that's what we're doing here, celebrating life in a new way. Let's create our own calendar of events that reminds us that every day is a day to celebrate, every day is a day to receive, and every day is a day to share that abundance with everyone. Very good. So, of course, here in Oregon, the weather continues to be really cold and cloudy. And we got kind of a fog bank sitting in the valley here. And despite that, Coke and I went out this morning, had a beautiful walk together, and just enjoyed a brisk walk in the freezing cold weather. At least that's what we tell ourselves. It's just beautiful. We'd rather be here than somewhere where it's nice and warm. But it's a perfect time to sit by a warm fire with maybe a warm cup of Earl Grey tea and of course, another monthly message from Michael. But before we turn this over to Michael for today's session, let's take a quick peek at some of the upcoming events here that we are offering through Ancient Wings and the teachings of Michael, beginning with the Conscious Soul-Filled Living class. This is a class that is a part of the Masters Unplugged program. Monthly subscribers have unlimited access to all of these bi-monthly classes. It's a pretty unique format that offers, well, quite a few benefits. We invite you to check that out on the Masters Unplugged page on our website. Anyone who has participated in any of our programs or services, or is a member of the Masters Unplugged private Facebook group, you're welcome to join this program. All the content is designed for those who have chosen to take full responsibility for their life as a conscious creator. And that's why we're saying it's for anyone that's participated in any of our programs or services, or is also connected to the Masters Unplugged Facebook page, because not everyone's made that choice, and we honor that as well. Indeed, it's a bold choice, truly a bold choice, one that we have really the honor of serving. And if you're not a subscriber, well, then we offer our video on demand video library. You can go to the video on demand page on our website, and there you're welcome to preview some of the in-studio classes that we've selected. Each video there can be rented with unlimited access for up to 90 days. And streaming now is our latest class, which was presented on November 8th last month, titled Sensuality, Enlightenment, and You. So let's watch a short preview trailer that we've taken from that class. Truly feel blessed to be surrounded by such a potent group of beings, both from the non-physical realms and with all of you, because you are the ones that kept saying yes to this human experience. Despite all the challenges, we're all still here, and that's pretty amazing. Not because we learn to tolerate or in some weird way enjoy the pain or discomfort that's become such a natural part of being human, it's because you made a really bold choice. We no longer are willing to embrace any state of suffering as being real, as being normal, as being acceptable. Michael's been making this really clear through me for the last 30 years, saying almost ad nauseum, he insists that the only lesson that needs to be learned from suffering is to learn how not to. And that's it. So I know that can sound really cold if any of you right now are battling for your life right now. I get it. But it is imperative. It is essential. It is actually required if you want to move forward that we let that go. Not temporarily, not just for today, not just for the next year, but to let it go forever. Are we done with that? Suffering sneaks itself into our reality in a variety of ways. We can feel it in our own health and well-being. We feel it in our financial relationship to money. It no longer serves us. And I know firsthand, as Robert, it's not an easy choice because we've shared a lot of experiences with people that we actually have a really deep heart connection with. And in that relationship, we've endured a great deal of pain, a lot of lack, a lot of discomfort. And we were able to endure it, tolerate it. And we've taken, well, a little bit of pride in the fact that we were able to endure so much discomfort. So today's class is dedicated to a new relationship. Yay. Yeah, yay. One that places our joy at the front of our life. One is primarily devoted to all of those stuck energies, all of them. And as we speak, many of you are literally feeling, well, shifting your reliance on what we call the reactionary version of you. Your own light has literally exposed this part of you in ways that feels what? Well, really, really uncomfortable. At the same time, many of you are allowing yourself to feel a much deeper sense of joy, a much deeper sense of well-being because of this shift. And how does the reactionary version feel about this? Well, it's reacting because it's conditioned to react to anything outside the parameters of your own past from a place of fear. And what do you notice then happening? Suddenly you're drinking a few too many glasses of wine, not because you're celebrating life, because you want to shut down a little bit. You want a feeling of release from the intensity of this reactionary version of you. You end up eating even when you're not hungry. And you start looking for ways to mask how you're feeling or to mask your emotions that are really uncomfortable. Each of you have become uncomfortably conscious of so many of these ego-driven wants, needs, and desires.
It's an incredible place to be there, but it can also feel very, very unstable to your own mind. You're willing to dive deep into your own inner reality simply to experience something that feels more, well, more real. Now, if we were sitting in
and more
front of this
authentic.
same group in other lifetimes, more than likely, we're having this conversation while sitting in a cave somewhere in the Himalayas. Oh, you're all really cold. But we've transcended that, have we not? Far removed from your human family. Why are we there? We're there all in the name of your freedom, a freedom that would literally remove you from this physical reality and all of its limitations. We'd be preparing you as best that we could for what you end up calling your ascension, ascending from physical reality, guiding you to release yourself from the cycles of karma and from your physical body, to return you to a more elevated state of consciousness that exists off of this planet. In a way, the teaching hasn't changed that much over time, but you have. Indeed, you have changed. Each of you insisted, in part because of your love for this earth, for this elevated state of consciousness to also be a part of your physical experience on this planet. You wanted to not only gift yourself with such an experience, but to also leave behind, well, traces of what you experienced for all future generations, all of them, in service to all of life. So we're changing history, are we not? And it is you, dear ones, at the forefront of this change from the human perspective that is allowing those of us, your non physical counterparts, to also be in this experience with you. So perhaps the most difficult part from such a profound choice was just allowing your true presence to now serve you and just you. How are we doing with that? By allowing the energetic presence of your soul to finally, after all this time and all these lifetimes, to finally now support your life. And what did you discover from that quality of allowance? For some of you, your life isn't filled with the same struggles you once had because you accepted your own humanity and and allowed your divine presence to coexist with you, human. You stopped letting those ego driven desires in all those past lifetime identities decide for you the quality of your life, the direction of your life, the choices that you end up living, the experiences of what you end up living when you are not taking ownership of the life that you can have that includes your soul. You see, all of you knew at some point in your life that something about this human experience just didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural, but you became hypnotized by mass consciousness. And then you woke up. So the proactive creator is very comfortable not doing life. Again, that means it doesn't need to do something just to fill a void that you might be feeling. The soul, the proactive creator, just loves to experience life, but it never experiences life because it feels it is lacking anything, ever. And this is where some of you are right now. If you're going to stop reacting to all those ego driven wants, needs, and desires, you're also going to feel a major kickback. It takes a lot of trust to allow the real you to also be human.
So, very good. That's a small sample of what you could enjoy here in participating in the video on demand version of this class. On this class, we're giving you a 90-day access to it, which is the only class we have that is available on our video on demand page. Most of them are 1 week. So the cost of it is the same price if you attended the live version of it. And it's available to anyone right now. So if you're new to our work, we actually recommend that you start with the Sacred Life series. That's more, well, it's a good introduction to what it means to really becoming a sovereign creator of your own experience. And finally, we have the live workshop series, which these are available to anyone. Let's take a peek at that as well. We created this venue, well, because our work seems to attract some of the most independent, free-thinking, radical human beings on the planet. And we are enjoyed to be of service to all of you. You don't accept things at face value. You just don't. You have to experience it for it to become real. And I think that's very appropriate, especially when it comes to doing the work that we're offering, having a tangible relationship with your own soul. These live workshops, they use the same format as all of our in-studio classes. You're going to find you have 2 live sessions with Michael and a Q&A session. In this class, we're also offering a special discount on a private session with Michael for everyone that chooses to attend. If you're interested, feel free to go to our website and check out there the live workshop page. Sign up now is available. Very good. So all the post and pre-production work for our classes, all our private sessions, they all happen right here in our own home studio located just outside of Corvallis, Oregon. We moved to this area about 3 months ago and we're enjoying it immensely. We don't have a team supporting the business end of things here, if we're not including our non-physical friends. Coca and I prefer to just keep this very simple to help maintain a very personal connection with those of you that we have the honor of serving. So on that note, take another collective deep breath. And as I do every month, I allow my beloved partner, Michael, to once again share his wisdom with all of us. It represents a conscious relationship with a part of my soul that's available to every single one of you. And that's why I'm sharing it. Very good. Indeed. Greetings, dear ones. It is I, Michael. Let's take another deep breath. Thank you, Robert, for allowing for this transition to be so graceful, so seamless. I am here for one reason, with all of you in service to the awakened human being, soon to become fully awakened. Indeed, this has been an amazing journey, not just for you, but for all of us that reside in the non-physical realms. What we are witnessing from the etheric realms or perspective is truly amazing. A group of fully awakened human beings allowing your non-physical counterparts to blend and merge with your body, mind, and spirit. Would you not agree? This represents a very unique and a very rare type of ascension. One that has so many of you, perhaps for the very first time, not wanting to leave this planet. That too is extraordinary. You want to experience what it would feel like as a human to be free of all that has been interfering with your own sovereignty. So be it. So be it. So many of you, as I speak, are so close to owning this. But let's be real. It hasn't been a comfortable ride to get here, has it? Nor will it be for those who actually follow your example, follow in your footsteps. But because you've been willing to transcend so many of the beliefs that you've inherited, future generations won't need to face the same hurdles, all the distractions, all the complications, all the pain that you're dealing with now or have been dealing with. And for that, speaking for all future generations, we'd like to say thank you. Because we know it isn't easy. And we know it hasn't been easy for any of you. Truly, each of you that are watching this show, your light is a true blessing to this planet. A quality of light that has embraced its own shadow. And that too is incredibly unique and quite rare, not just here on Earth. In a way, this whole awakening experience was all about doing what? Well, from our perspective, returning to your original state, reclaiming your original self. Wow. As a human, who would have ever guessed? Several years ago, I asked Robert to help me present a series of conversations that I asked him to title A Sacred Life. Some of you have participated in that course or that class. It was presented in 3 parts: the sacred body, the sacred mind, and the sacred heart. It included over 10 hours of video that addressed your original state, which I call the sacred self. As a human being, most of you have felt trapped while living inside the wounded human heart. And for most of your life, you have felt handicapped by all of these emotional wounds. For the longest time, you lacked the trust in yourself just to be able to choose a life that was free. You lacked the awareness that loving yourself first wasn't actually being selfish, nor was it vain. When we introduce self-love as being a very sacred choice, it took a while for all of you to not only believe that, but to allow it. And then finally, from allowing it, to feel it. How are we feeling, dear ones? How are we feeling? So you spent most of your life creating what? Well, a type of safety while living inside a variety of well-defined, what shall we call them, comfort zones. That's what you call them. There was a lot of healing that took place during this lifetime to allow the wounded heart's counterpart, your sacred heart, a part of your original self, to begin to blend and merge with this human experience. The sacred heart, representing the feminine aspect of creation, consciousness itself. Let's take a breath there. Because we have never, ever witnessed so many human beings on this planet at the same time who are now allowing this sacred heart to be very present. This presence, as you've discovered, offers the very freedom you have desired every single lifetime, and desired before you were even human. A freedom from this anxiety that you feel as a human being, almost nonstop for most of your life. A freedom from all those doubts that you carry as a human being. A freedom from all those worries and concerns that are considered normal by most of humanity. A freedom from feeling unsupported by life itself, which is considered normal by most of humanity. But now we are witnessing something so profound. We call it self-love in action. Let's take another breath. For most of your life, if not all of your lifetimes, all of you have also felt trapped living inside a very conditioned mind. One that has tried to convince you that this human mind is the real you. It has served as a type of bodyguard for the wounded human heart. Wounds that, for the most part, were actually created by your mind based on its own limited perception of your past. Crazy making, is it not? Protecting you by convincing you to continue to live inside of these self-imposed comfort zones. Comfort zones that eventually began to feel like a cage, like a type of prison. And as you all know by now, the role of this conditioned mind has shifted in a profound way. For that to happen, it required of you to enter into a type of self-mastery. It's from here that you stop letting that internal mind chatter choose for you. Big choice, bold choice, courageous choice. And it's from here that you also began to change your own inner reality. Now, for some, you still hear those thoughts, seeking energy by doing what? Well, aren't they the ones initiating the drama in your life? But now they exist perhaps for the first time in the background of your life. Wow. And for some of you, they are but a whisper, almost like an echo from your past. And how does that feel? It feels like, for most of you, like the biggest relief you've ever experienced as a human being. Because these thoughts and this internal dialogue tend to torment you, confuse you, make it really, really difficult to be clear about who are you and which one of those thoughts actually originated from you. And so your own mastery allowed the counterpart of this conditioned mind, your sacred mind, to move into your life. Not just to move into your life, but to move with your sacred heart to the very front of your life. Another bold choice. This divine part of you has represented your male nature for the longest time. The sacred or divine mind actually is in service to your sacred heart, or the heart of creation, from a place of joy. This is not gender-based, dear ones. This divine or sacred mind doesn't serve this heart or the heart of creation from a place of duty, nor does it really feel obligated to be of service. Its service to your sacred heart allows the sacred heart to also serve it. It's a, what do you call it? a win-win type of relationship? How's that going? How is that going? As I am speaking to so many of you, how are you feeling about your life? In that relationship, a blending takes place because the blending has already taken place in the etheric realms. A type of melding between these two aspects of your original self. How does the human create this new type of state of consciousness? Well, in and of itself, that would be impossible. It simply can't. But luckily for all of you, there's a part of you that already embodies this divine counterpart. So that asks of the human part to do what? Oh, you know it. You've heard it hundreds of times. You just allow your soul, you just allow the presence of your eternal self to merge and blend with you, human. And of course, your human self has, for the most part, felt trapped in what? Trapped while living inside this very carbon-based physical body. Almost every single lifetime, including this one, for the longest time, you wanted to be free from this slow motion dance happening here on Earth with life. This body, however, this carbon-based body, has done its best to accommodate all the energies that are connected to your wounded heart and to this conditioned mind. And that's a real tough pill to swallow, no matter your state of consciousness. A lot had to change, did it not? Before you were truly ready to allow this beautiful physical body, this vessel, the same opportunity that you granted your own heart and mind, now to return to its own original self. A body of light, the light body that is not physical, but is now blending and merging with your carbon-based body in a new relationship. It's not an either-or relationship. It's a blending and merging of both. And dear ones, this has never been witnessed on this planet in a way that we are seeing it now. Oh, there have been a few individuals, indeed, we bow before them. But you now represent thousands of human beings who will live their life here on this earth with their light shining as never seen before on this planet, ever. What we are sharing here today, this reunion between the sacred heart, the sacred mind, and the sacred body, with the wounded heart, the conditioned mind, and your carbon-based body, we're going to continue exploring that very relationship, and we'll go much deeper into all aspects of this grand union in the upcoming iSpirit course. And if for any reason this type of allowing doesn't really speak to you at this moment, you haven't missed the boat. Don't stress out about this. The same opportunity will present itself in a variety of ways over time here. For us, we love introducing to the awakened human a variety of new potentials or opportunities for each of you to play with, but we prefer starting with those that have chosen to participate in the iSpirit program. It's not exclusive. It is a choice that we've made before we share what's introduced there with a much broader audience. Because we learn a lot about each of you by simply observing how, and if you're truly ready to perceive and experience reality from a very different perspective. New perceptions, dear ones. They feel like home when you allow your sacred heart, the sacred mind, and sacred body to coexist with this human experience. But that's not always a good news, nor is it always a good fit for your human self. Let's take another deep breath. Most of you have heard us talk about how you're actually literally creating your own movie every day as you go, and then you call it your life. Like a movie director, a part of you ensures that you're staying true to the story. Can you feel that? Can you feel that part of you that is ensuring that you stay true to the story of your own movie? A part of you also plays the part of the movie producer, the one who selects the script that you end up following, that you end up giving a voice to. It's your movie. And of course, without you, well, there'd be no one to actually play the role, act in your own movie. For most of you, the story of your own human experience really hasn't changed much over all these countless lifetimes. The script has pretty much stayed the same. Oh, to add a little spice, you've changed roles with some of your fellow actors just to keep it from getting, well, stale. And you wonder as I speak, how are you feeling? Are you not feeling incredibly bored with your own movie? Feel into that. Let yourself feel this. It feels safe because it's familiar to the director, to the producer, at least the ones playing that role in your movie, in your life. But it's boring because you've lived the same movie over and over again. Have you noticed which role that you play in your movie attracts the most attention and offers the most support from your human family? Is it not the one that feels that life is just happening to you? Is it not the one that feels it has no control over the quality of your life? But today, dear ones, feel into the energy that is here today, my friends. It's not just coming from us, your non-physical counterparts. Feel what's different here today. Because there is a small group of your fellow human beings sharing this planet with you, perhaps even listening to this program or watching this program or this show, who have done something really bold. They radically changed their life because they made such a choice, a profound choice, to create a new script. They don't talk about themselves in the same way. They're sharing something refreshing. They're sharing their own original wisdom. And if you were one of those watching this show here today, thank you. Thank you for the support that you offer to us in the etheric realms, to the support that you're offering to your extended family, who is also at the forefront of this change of consciousness, who will see now more and more the very tangible evidence they've been asking for. They'll see it in you, each and every one of you, that have chosen to create a new movie. You can sense, all of you here today, a level of excitement that perhaps has been missing in our other conversations, because we, your etheric counterparts, in service to your freedom, have also been watching the same old movie called Your Life all this time with you. And so we say, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because like you, it gets a little boring watching the same movie. Your awakening changed all of that. And many of you have actually put your new freedom in motion just by creating this new script. A movie, dear ones. A life that isn't based on the stories from your past. We're not just talking about this lifetime. These new creators have felt into some of the most fulfilling future potentials and did something extraordinary, incredible. They allowed what you become in your future, in those realities, to be in your now moment with you now. Why wait? Why wait to go through what would require of you to go through when you could have it right now? Which would do what to your experience in linear terms of becoming what you already have become in non-linear terms? Wouldn't it make the linear progression incredibly fulfilling. And this has inspired some really creative ideas on how to create a more fulfilling life. Some of you are now playing roles just for the fun of it that 5 years ago would have sabotaged or would have been sabotaged by your wounded heart and your conditioned mind. And some of you, out of respect for your body consciousness, have invited your carbon-based body to re-emerge with its original sacred body, without any agenda, without a timeline, without setting any goals, without all that anxiety, all the worry, all the concern. And none of this would have been possible if you hadn't first allowed your sacred counterparts, the sacred mind and sacred heart, to also be in this human experience with you. Dear ones, it represents a true act of grace. It represents a sacred reunion. One that will dramatically impact certain potentials that could change or alter the very future for your human family. Take another deep breath. We started today by stating what a blessing you are. Not to try to make you feel better. Perhaps it does. It's because that's our truth. From our perspective, you bless this planet, no matter what you do. But you decided to bless yourself by making it a fulfilling experience too. And we end our conversation here today simply by bowing before the true leaders of this world, the authentic leaders of this world. Leaders that are not really interested or looking for headlines. They have no interest in having power over others. They're not interested in being leaders with the possibility of receiving more money, attention, wealth. In fact, we notice, if not all of you, you prefer not to be noticed at all. Such a state of grace. Such a state of grace. You are changing the energetic template of this planet because it now includes, first by allowing it in you, the presence of the sacred self. During your lifetime, for the most part, the new leaders will never be recognized for the work they are doing. Unlike your current leaders that are constantly looking for recognition. Such is the state of their own insecurity. But of course, for you, well, that shouldn't stop any of you from taking a peek into the future of this planet. What do you feel? What do you see? What is your human family in your future, say in 100 years from now saying about you? Indeed. We see that too. And that's why we say, thank you. Thank you. Simply because you had the courage to create a new script, to play a different role, and to allow your own divine counterparts to play in it too. Such a blessing you are. Such a blessing you are. All my blessings, dear ones.